Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. 0.6% rise on the Sensex index. The Nifty also reclaimed that 8250 mark. In fact, it traded above 8250 throughout the session. So at the lowest point, it was at 8261 for the day. So rallying 52 points to end close to the day's high. But Agam, turnovers continue to remain average.
Absolutely average. 17.8 thousand crores for the cash markets on the National Stock Exchange, and when it comes to derivatives market, a little higher than what we were seeing in the previous few days. That stands around 2.4 lakh crore rupees as well, so not much to take for. But we have certainly seen fresh buying as far as futures go today.
That's correct, Agam. When it comes to the Nifty futures, the open interest rose by about 2.8%. In case of Nifty Bank, the OI was up about 5.4%. So yes, some fresh buying seen there also.
Right, and because of that, because of the fact that we've seen the Nifty move up further, it's quite natural that we will see more writing when it comes to some of the lower level options, and by that I mean puts. So that's exactly where we're looking at a lot of activity. The 8100, the 8200 and the 8300 puts. Each of these have seen a spike as far as their open interest increase is concerned. But when it comes to your broader range, well, that continues to remain between 8000 and 8400 based on the maximum open interest that remains with the 8000 put and the 8400 call, Shraddha.
Agam, I guess you have the numbers for our poll of the day, and
yes.
We had spoken about IndusInd Bank, given that the numbers out. So first, let's go through the poll, and then we can probably expand on how the numbers
are. So the question we had asked today was, IndusInd Bank is expected to post a profit of around 727 crores. How do you expect for the bank to perform? And 32% of you had voted for in line with expectations. 43% of you had expected to beat expectations, and well, 43% of you are right. That's also a majority, because which means that a lot of people out there knew that the IndusInd Bank was expected to have a very, very good quarter. But also just about 25% with below street expectations. But tell me, Shraddha, what's gone right with IndusInd Bank this quarter?
Correct, as you mentioned, the small beat on the bottom line. So the net profit growth came in at 29%, net profit of 750 crores as compared to 727 crores that we were expecting. And in fact, this happens to be the highest profit growth in the last 4 quarters. Net interest income saw a strong 34% growth that was led by or driven by a strong 25% loan growth. So slightly lower than the average of 27-28% sort of a growth number that we have been seeing for IndusInd Bank over the past few quarters. Nevertheless, a strong 25% growth, definitely beating industry average. There was some relatively higher contribution from treasury income given the falling cost of funds. So treasury gains stood at 144 crores versus 112 crores that aided profit growth. But even if you remove that incremental number, it would still have been a profit beat for IndusInd Bank. Asset quality again broadly stable, a small 4 basis points bump up that we've seen in the gross NPA to 0.94%. So of course we're waiting for more commentary as far as the fee income growth is concerned, because that is one area where we were expecting some slowdown to come in. Guidance, of course, also on the vehicle financing business, the performance of the vehicle financing business and the outlook with respect to how January so far has been is also going to be important. But having said that, and looking at the numbers, it doesn't look like there has been any negative impact of demonetization at all.
And I'm actually surprised to see the stock hasn't really moved up substantially, despite the fact that we've seen so much strength.
Small spike, about 0.5% higher is where the stock ended. But having said that, Agam, over the last 1 month, if I'm correct, IndusInd is the top performing bank in that Nifty bank index. So I guess the stock had already run up quite a bit.
To a certain extent.
Absolutely. But if you look at some of the other Nifty movers, you actually saw Hindalco running about 4%, Tata Motors, Adani Ports were some of the other notable gainers. Hindalco, of course, was on the back of Motilal Oswal reiterating their buy on the stock, saying that it's the top pick in the sector. Other metal stocks were also seeing strength led by Tata Steel, and so were Nalco, NMDC, JSW Steel. So clearly metal stocks were leading the gainers, and cement stocks were laggards. So you saw Grasim, ACC, Ambuja, Ultratech Cements, all your Nifty cement stocks actually ended in the red. But From the mid-caps, sugar stocks continue to surge.
Yes, and just a couple of days ago, you had done a chart on sugars, which had explained that there are a lot of sugar companies based in Uttar Pradesh which are buzzing in trade. In fact, we've also seen a rise in sugar prices, which has also led to the reason why we have seen more gains in some of these sugar counters. With respect to the broader markets and their advanced decline ratios, we have 3 gainers for 2 losers, and a lot of sugar companies do figure in these advances. But let's take a look at some of these gainers. So we have ABB India gaining 3.4%, DCM Shriram, of course, from the sugar space, almost at an upper circuit, up as much as 9.9%. Among other gainers, we have Kesaram Industries, Prism Cement, Z-Learn, Sri Renuka Sugars as well, gaining as much as 5%. Moving to some of the losers in today's day of trade, we have some weakness in straight trading crop. Chambal Fertilizers, which was very strong for the last week, has seen some amount of profit taking, and that's followed by Petronet LNG, Lanco Infotech, Honeywell Automation and Berger Paints also declining by as much as 2.7%. But on the whole, at least as long as the advanced decline ratio on the broader markets looks good, it is a positive moving forward. Of course, we will be waiting for more cues to come in from a Bow copy, but that is what we have so far as today's day of day trade is concerned. Thank you for watching Bloomberg Quint, and we will see you tomorrow.